Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
I think Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlyn Clark. She thinks she's, the reason why this is all happening here.
It's not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
Their rivalry is over, but Angel Reese is still fighting. Angel Reese goes crazy after the WNBA media exposes her even more. Reese has been going full WWE in the WNBA.
Clark, hammer.
Specifically, just on one player, Caitlyn Clark.
Not a flagrant foul penalty one, which it probably should have been upon review, at least by our account.
The most popular person in the league, the one who is raising everybody's contracts because of her fame. But instead, Reese and her teammates in Chicago are doing everything they can to knock Clark down a peg or two.
Here's Clark for 29 points, gets tripped up.
An unbelievable majority of flagrant fouls have occurred by the Chicago Sky against Caitlyn Clark. Seriously, it's embarrassing. But do you ever stop to ask why Angel is lashing out like this? Does she really just hate Clark? Is it jealousy? Really, Angel has already said her piece.
So many fans are going to come out to watch both of us.
This was supposed to be a fun announcement for the fans that Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, two of the most popular players in the world right now, would be on the same All-Star team. Instead, Angel had to take a passive-aggressive shot at Clark. But it is so clear, the WNBA's growth has been because of one person, Caitlyn Clark. When you look at the numbers, you won't believe the impact she's had.
We're not even touching on Caitlyn's skyrocketing popularity yet.
Look at this right here. National broadcast viewership. What are we talking about here? 1,000, what is that? 1.219? Is that the number? And the game afterwards got 485,000 views. So the Fever and their game against the Minnesota Lynx was 1.219 million on ION.
The Fever is by far the most viewed and most attended team in the league. It's not even close. Teams were anticipating Clark's arrival into the league by moving upcoming Fever games to larger arenas. Overall, the WNBA's viewership, ratings, and revenue has boosted, and everyone is getting paid because of it. That all happened since Clark's arrival. Everyone knows it's because of her except for one person.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding,
You feel for her a little bit, because yes, Angel is popular too. And it's not a one-woman league, but the more she tries to point to herself, the more petty she looks. This came from Angel and Clark's first matchup way back in early 2023, which feels so long ago now in terms of women's basketball. The game before, Clark had pulled this move on Louisville, so Reese responded. The backlash was instant.
My issue with Reese is that she followed Caitlyn Clark around the floor. The game was over. Caitlyn Clark is walking off, and Reese is trying to catch up to her to wave in her face and point at her finger. And do you feel better about yourself now?
From there, Clark got a revenge in the following tournament. Both women were drafted in the same draft a few hundred miles from each other, and the rivalry continues. But in that time, the league had exponentially grown in every way, and Reese is still chirping.
if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Now, what is she supposed to say? Yeah, Caitlyn Clark is better than me. So you have a little empathy for her, but the second you start to take her side, she does stuff like this. Girl, you really lose the room when you start clobbering your opponents. While people used to take her side, it's becoming so clear that she is now the villain of this story. Just wait until you see some of her former supporters that have fled from her camp, because when you break down the rookie seasons, it isn't close. These two being drafted in the same year is awesome for the sport. A perfect rivalry in the making. At one point, it seemed like Reese might sneak out with the Rookie of the Year, but that was a long time ago. And now, with her unfortunate injury, Clark has it in the bag. Reese's season with the Chicago Sky was stellar. 14 points, 12 boards, but only 40% shooting. But that is just the start of it, because Reese hasn't just been rebounding better than any rookie ever. she has been rebounding at a historic rate among all WNBA players. Before her injury, she broke the single season record for double-doubles and the single season rebounding record. People would point to her low shooting percentage and her number of offensive rebounds coming from her own misses, but that's really nitpicking. Seriously, should she just not grab those offensive rebounds? Plain and simple, she has been the best rebounder in the league. But Clark has been so much more. While we're comparing records broken, Caitlyn Clark has broken virtually every assist, three-point, and guards double-double record among all rookies. On top of that, she is the single game record in assists, the most triple-doubles by a rookie, and she's getting really close to the single season assist record. Importantly, her team is winning. The Fever haven't made the playoffs since 2016. They drafted Clark number 1, ready to turn around long term. They didn't necessarily expect to be good right away, especially after starting the season 1-8. Instead, Clark turned it around single-handedly, bringing the middling Fever all the way into contention. And 3 of their wins have come against none other than the Chicago Sky. But you won't believe how impressive the last one was. On August 30th, she and the Fever blew out the Sky in another home loss for a team barely fighting for the 8th seed. With Angel Reese out, they're probably missing the playoffs. In that game, Clark wasn't just great, she was historically great.
According to ESPN Stats and Information Research, Clark is the first rookie in WNBA history to have 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists in a 2-game span. The Fever have now won 3 in a row.
Against her rival, she dropped 31-12. And just like that, the Rookie of the Year debate is over. After the game, she was a minus 5,000 favorite, which, if you don't know gambling, is a lock. Now that Angel won't be able to finish the season, there's no way Clark loses it. Is there even an argument anymore? Angel still thinks there is, but her former big brother from LSU is telling her to cool it. Just wait until you hear what the big fella has to say. Months before they were professional hoopers, LSU alum Shaquille O'Neal had declared,
"I'm gonna go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever."
However, he wanted to keep it honest, saying that Clark is not the only reason the WNBA is thriving.
Let's make something clear. One person may have all the props, but it's never one person.
Never.
Like, don't say, oh, we're getting a new sponsorship because of Caitlyn. No, what about Angel? What about Cardoza? What about my favorite, Kelsey Plum?
Cameron Brink,
like,
Asia Wilson, who's been incredible.
But he also told Reese that she needs to stop being so petty and jealous. Just play your game, he said.
She knows if she needs anything, she can call me. I have to call her and tell her, stop reading comments. You don't owe explanation to anybody. Play your game.
Charles Barkley was less kind in his criticisms.
Stop being petty, all you women out there.
Do you think that'll lead to Chuck and Shaq fighting again?
We're trying to get out and break now, but the wrong people are shooting. I wouldn't want Fisher necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, and there's a swing by O'Neal, and they got a blue.
He even called Reese's behavior immature and unsportsmanlike, which is insane coming from this guy.
Why you push McKeskey? Because he pushed me.
And don't forget the time he accidentally spit on a kid. Angel spent her rookie season immature, childish, petty, and jealous of the most popular player in the league. Everyone knows it, even her closest allies. It's only a matter of time before she realizes it too, right? Do you think Angel will chill on the flagrants, or can we expect this for the next 15 years of this rivalry? Let us know in the comments, and if you think Caitlyn is getting bullied, watch how she proved them wrong next. Listen to The Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.